Sunday best.
Yeah, we are here with guests, gossip and games to occupy your very lazy Sunday morning.
Now, with us this morning is pop legend Billy Ocean.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And on my side, a member of the hugely successful band With Saturdays, who's now turned herself into a children's author. Put your hands together, it's Frankie Brunch.
And our third guest today is joining us from his home. Basically, that means that he could lay in bed longer. Well, it's true, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right? It's comedian Russell Howard.
Yes. Now, if you've joined us before, you'll also know that we have access to the elusive cloud, the thing swirling above our heads here. It provides us with some entertainment throughout the show. It's good fun. And Billy, Frankie, I think, because, you know, we're all appreciative of music, and we've been doing this quiz for so long that I feel like it's never going to stop, basically. I've been doing this one thing where you have to name what was the #1 record this week, let's say in 1999. The #1 record in September 1999. So try and think back to what you were doing. Frankie, I'm going to start with you.
I've absolutely no idea.
Go on, so 1999, think about it. It's September. Heading back to school in 1999 in September?
Yes.
What was on the
How
radio?
old was I in 1999? How long ago was that?
When were you born?
89.
89, so you were 10.
I was 10. I was just trying to think, was I working or was I still at school? So I was still at school.
So you're 10 years old.
Okay.
You're going to school. What was
can't
the
even
song?
Just
think, like,
turning
something-
into that new millennium.
Yeah, I don't know. Something by like, I don't know, Blue or something?
Blue, okay.
Were they even around then?
Blue is very close. S Club Juniors were also in the mix at that point, I don't know if to say.
Really?
Billy, what about you? What do you reckon? Is there anyone that you might think would have had a #1 record?
I don't know. I'm sure I'm far from it. My mind just thought of Bee Gees. I don't know why.
Bee Gees.
Yeah, I don't know.
That might be a good shout. Yeah, one of the later ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that might be a good shout.
1999. Yeah, I mean, Dad, what about you?
I remember 1999. I remember it for that was the summer that I was auditioning for EastEnders.
Okay.
Right when I was
you in
going on.
EastEnders? Do you know that?
It was the summer I was auditioning for EastEnders.
Right.
And
did you get the part?
I found the first audition.
Did you?
Yeah, and they asked me back because I was so rubbish.
Oh, so you were in EastEnders?
Yeah, well, yeah. And anyway, it was the summer, and the big record that was around at that time was Will Smith, "Summertime." That's the one I remember.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Will Smith, "Summertime." Well, the answer was actually, and you're definitely going to know this one, Lou Bega with Mambo #5. Take a listen.
A little bit of Monica.
Oh, yeah. This is such a vibe.
How did we not know this?
I know. To be fair, I did think it was Eiffel 65, I'm Blue.
Oh, yeah.
That was like B1. Now, the weirdest thing, right, is that exactly 2 years after Lou Bega's version of that song reached the top spot, it went back to #1, but not with Lou Bega. It went to Bob the Builder's cover version,
No.
which was this.
A little bit of timber and a soul. A little bit of mixing, that's for sure. A little bit of digging.
How did he had Bob the Builder had like 2, 3 #1s, no?
He had more #1s than me and Billy put together. You must have had a few #1s.
He's had a few.
I had a couple in my time.
Yeah, exactly.
I reckon I could count 3 or 4.
Hey, well,
Yeah.
listen, I think it does make me remember those kind of like moments of having that first record that I owned. I remember, do you know, the funniest one was I remember buying Daniel Bedingfield, "If You're Not the One," like the actual CD from HMV, and learning all the words, and like that was the thing. But
At least it was a CD and not a tape.
Yeah, but to be fair, going even further back, the weirdest thing is the first record my mum ever bought me the first record I ever really had was Eminem.
Oh.
Like the
From your
Marshall
mum?
Mathers LP. Yeah, I was 6. I was 6.
Yeah, but I paid for it.
Yeah, but Mum's giving me a record like that. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, Billy, what was the first record that you ever owned?
You know, the first record I ever bought, you'd laugh at this one, but to me, I loved it. Jonathan King's Everyone's Gone to the Moon.
Yeah, oh, man, it's a wonderful
that was
record.
the first record I ever bought.
Wonderful
Jonathan
record.
Kemp,
Yeah,
what about
for some
you?
strange reason, I just love the melody. I just love the sort of imaginative.
Oh, it's a classic.
Yeah, very, very imaginative
Yeah.
record, you know.
Fantastic. And Frankie, what about you?
Mine wasn't such a classic.
Go on.
You know, can you remember Anne Lee, Two Times? Two times.
Two Times. Oh, yeah, yeah.
I bought it on a tape.
Yeah.
See, we know. The other two were like
You've lost
that.
me and Billy here.
That was so good. That was so good. Now, what about you?
I remember one Saturday going out to buy my first record. I was with my brother, and we went to the record shop, and Gary bought 8 Man by the Kinks,
Right, yeah,
and
I
I
remember
bought Me and My Life by the Tremolos. But the fact is, right, I didn't even want a record. I wanted to buy some sweets. So my brother talked me into it. So in a way, he just mugged me.
Yeah.
It's true. But now, no one would dispute that Billy Ocean is one of the greatest musicians of a generation, especially with hits like this.
So good.
What a song.
Really fantastic.
And after a 10-year break, he's back with a new album. Billy, it is so wonderful that you're on this show. Absolutely. I can't tell you how much of a fan I have been over the years. Right from the early days, LOD, Love on Delivery, Love Really Hurts Without You. I mean, that's me.
Danger.
All the way through the 80s, but now you're back with new album,
That's right.
One World.
One World.
Right, what's it like being back in the studio?
That's great. To me, being in the studio, well, you know what it's like being in the studio. It's probably the best place to be, as far as I'm concerned. You're in the studio, you're creating, you're writing, you're in your own world.
Yeah.
We've taken away the things that divide and abuse us. We've got to find love.
Oh, it sounds absolutely amazing.
That one of the girls is my daughter.
One of the girls is your
The
daughter?
one on the right, yeah.
Well, you have to work with your daughter as well.
Yeah, she sings with me, yeah. She's one of my backing singers.
Well, listen,
Yeah.
We travel the world.
I have to work with my son, listen, so I know the pain. No, seriously, before we came out, he was in his dressing room,
Right.
screaming and kicking on the floor,
Yeah.
until I had to go and buy him a packet of crisps.
Oh.
Listen, I learned from the best.
Listen, that's what dads are for. That's what dads are for.
Absolutely,
We
that.
have to do
Well,
these
listen,
things.
I've heard her sing. She's got a wonderful voice as well.
thank
It's
you,
obviously
thank you,
in
yeah.
the family.
Yeah.
But how is this album different to your other stuff that you've had out in the past?
I think I'm 70 years old now, so I'm a lot more mature than I was when I was doing things like Caribbean Queen and
Yeah.
Top and thing, and just sort of more sorts of like social comments, really.
Yeah.
You know, and it so happens that I did this album, and then suddenly we have this sort of political crisis we're sort of going through right now, and it sort of fitted in with everything that's happening, basically.
Yeah. What's it like releasing new stuff nowadays? Is it different to the old days?
Well, it's different. It's different in the sense that, you know, in the old days, you know, you're talking about things like Top of the Pops.
Yeah.
You know, you're talking about you could see the chart. You were aware of what was happening. You could see your record going up the chart. You could see your record coming down the chart. You knew who you were competing against. Now everything is very much technology.
Yeah.
Everything is online. Everything is. It's not. They've taken the. It's like they've taken the fun out of music.
Yeah.
They've taken the fun out of the competitive part of it, basically. you
But
know.
are you going to go on tour with this?
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you are
I
going to
would-
have some fun?
Well, I would, yeah. I mean, I would have been, as you know, we would have been on tour around this time, but because of the pandemic, everything had to be rescheduled for next year.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm looking forward to going back on the road.
Well, listen, I'm definitely coming.
Yeah, but Billy, can I tell you, honestly, I've never seen, and this is no bad say on any other guest that we've had on this show. My dad is obsessed, right? Like, he was been talking about you coming on this show for so long. And when I say for so long, like even pre-pandemic and whatever happened, right? So there was a clip that I found because my dad does DJ gigs up and down the UK. And one, I've never seen him happier. Two, I've never seen peak dad more in my life. Take a look at this. What is that?
You know what? I know who your choreographer was. It had to be Cliff Richard.
Billy, I mean, the question that I guess I have is the name Billy Ocean. It is so, you know, it's iconic, it's fantastic. But is it so? Would that be a stage name or is
It's
that
stage name, pseudonym, pseudonym.
It's a pseudonym.
Yeah, pseudonym. Because you know, you know that back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the record company was more or less run by the producers.
Right.
And the producers would sort of write the song, you know, buy the clothes, do everything, and take this package to the record company. But they also gave you a name. Now, if you fell out with them, they took the name back, so you went back to being Joe Bloggs again. So yeah, seriously. So it doesn't matter how big you were, you know, you could use the name. So I made up my own name, Billy Ocean, and started writing songs and
Very
Perfect.
good. But you've had other jobs from back in the day. I mean, is it right? You used to work as a tailor on Savile Row?
I'm a tailor, I'm a qualified tailor.
Listen, you couldn't knock him up a suit, could you? He's a right scruff sometimes. Comes on here embarrassing me.
All right, I get it. You got your new mate. I like it.
Billy, listen, it's great having you here on the show this
very
morning.
much.
Really, honestly, it's my pleasure having you here. Billy's latest album, One World, is out now. Definitely go and buy that.
Right, every week we ask you to send us your Sunday selfies on social media, as we love seeing what you're doing whilst we're on air. So here's a couple of shout-outs. I see we've got Kate up first, watching all the way from Malta.
Malta.
Imagine that, going all the way to Malta and wanting to watch Martin and Roman Kemp. Right, number two, we've got Frank, who loves watching the show from his home in Suffolk. Love that. Like the Spider-Man picture, very good. And finally, we've got 46-year-old Bill the Parrot, watching in Colchester.
It's 46-year-old.
46 years.
Oh.
Yeah, 46-year-old. Apparently, he laughs and sings along with the show. It doesn't say whether or not he's laughing at us, though, or with us. I'm presuming it's the former. My one note, why has the parrot got subtitles?
I was literally just thinking that. Why are the subtitles?
Why has the parrot got subtitles? But anyway, nonetheless, really like that. Bill the Parrot in Colchester.
Anyway.
Love animals. We had a great dog one last week, and all of those things are more than welcome. So if you want a Sunday selfie shout out next week, then make sure you get in touch. Just drop us an email to sundaybest@cactustv.co.uk.
Right, time for a break, but stay with us, and we're going to hear all about Frankie Bridges' new career move.
Yes, very good. We'll see you in a few minutes. To Martin Roman's Sunday Best.
With us today in the studio, we've got Billy Ocean and Frankie Bridge.
And surely comedian Russell Howard is going to be virtually dropping by just to bring a smile to your face for Sunday morning. And we are about to go head-to-head in a couple of games. But before we can do that, we need to introduce our families of the week.
Now, over here on my side, we've got the Allison family from Hertfordshire. That's Dad Lee and his children Carly, Luke and little sister Betty. How you doing, guys? You all right?
Very well, thank you.
Good. Now, I love your story, Betty. Now, Betty, right, found out that the care home, right, the hospice that her nan works at, was struggling because, you know, no one could go out fundraising to earn money for it to bring stuff in, you know, to keep it going during the COVID crisis. So Betty learned how to ride her bike, rode 100 miles in 100 days and made an absolute fortune. Incredible. How much money did you raise, Betty?
£30,000.
And you got some incredible messages of support from different footballers, didn't you? Who were they?
Yeah, so we got David Beckham, Ashley Young, Saka from Arsenal, Van Persie, even Frankie the Tory as well. So it was across the board, really, loads of great messages.
Well, listen, thank you so much for coming on the show today. Have some fun.
And on my side today is the Jade family from South London. That is Mum, Sital, Dad, Jinder and 12-year-old Raj. Now, I understand that Sital and Jinder, you are actually as well the first ever UK Bhangra double act. Is that correct?
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. And big thank you for having us on here, guys. Sital and myself, Jinder, we are the first UK duo act. Bhangra.
I genuinely, I really respect what you're doing because you've got your love for your football club. Now, there is something I need to show because you love Leeds United so much. that you became an internet sensation, especially after they got promoted to the Premier League, so congratulations on that. Take a look at this.
16 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੱਕ ਖੁੱਲ ਗਈ ਲੀਗ ਵਾਂਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੁੱਲਦੀ 16 ਸਾਲ ਬਾਅਦ ਸਾਡੀ ਲੱਕ ਖੁੱਲ ਗਈ ਲੀਗ ਵਾਂਦੀ ਯਾਦ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਭੁੱਲਦੀ ਚੈਂਪੀਅਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਰੁੱਲੀਆਂ ਚੈਂਪੀਅਨਸ਼ਿਪ ਰਹਿ ਕੇ ਜਿੰਦਾ ਰੁੱਲੀਆਂ marching on together marching on together marching on together
Very good. Now, do I need to ask why you made it?
I don't know. After 16 years, Leeds United came back into the Premier League, and that was the sheer reason. I was overjoyed that after 16 years, a massive club like Leeds United is coming back into the Premier League.
Oh, well, it's very nice, and I love to see the passion. So, guys, thank you so much for joining us on the show today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
And I know you're going to be competitive because it is game time. But as always, we need an adjudicator to decide the winner. So let's welcome back Granny Annie from Dorset. Now, the last time Annie was on this show, she showed massive bias towards my dad. Basically, decided he won everything. I don't think she even looked at me. Annie, are you feeling any more neutral this week?
Martin and I go back a long way, really.
You don't know. You don't know. You never met. You never met.
But how are we doing anyway? Your dress is... You look beautiful today. You know, your dress, matched flowers, you look lovely.
Thank you, Martin.
Not at all, my pleasure.
Are you kidding? I'm not having the same thing happen again. I'm not having the same thing happen again. Annie, no.
Yeah, we've never met, but we go back a long way.
You nearly had me in trouble, Annie.
Right. Let's go to game time. We are playing Lyric Maestro.
Now, Granny Annie has a series of song lyrics that she's going to read out, and we have to name that song. Now, Frankie and the J family, you're with Roman, right? Alison family, and Billy, you are with me, I'm afraid to say, because I'm rubbish at this.
So, each family, guys, you've made your own buzzers. Jade family, have you got your buzzer ready? Can I hear it?
I've got it. I'm just going to get it on my lap because it's quite a big buzzer.
Oh, my goodness.
Go on, then. Very good. That's a perfect buzzer.
That's one of the best buzzers we've ever had.
Yeah.
And the Alisons, can I see your buzzer? Perfect.
Oh, that's pushing for the best one we've ever had.
Perfect.
Where do you even get that? What raves are you going to? Love it. Right. Buzz in with your answers as quick as you can. Annie, are you ready for this?
Oh, yes, I am, Martin.
Yeah. No, it's Roman. It was Roman.
Okay.
All right, we're ready, let's go.
Young man, there's no need to feel down. I said, young man, pick yourself up.
Yeah, we got it. Oh, we're going to have to go to... Oh!
Village people.
Yeah, but what's it called?
Oh, there's no name. Village people. Young man. It's got out.
We'll go to the Alisons.
No, Frankie knows. Frankie knows.
Oh, am I allowed to say?
She's allowed to say.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to say? YMCA?
Let's hear. Let's hear. Well done, mate. Well done. Well done.
Yes!
Should we go again? Annie, that was read out beautifully, so thank you.
Yeah, let's do another one.
I've been cheated by you since I don't know when. So I made up my mind it must come to an end. Look at me now, will I ever learn?
You know, tell them.
I don't know how, but I suddenly lose control. There's a fire
we've
within
got
my soul.
Jade family have buzzed in. We're going to go Frankie, who knows it.
Cheated by you since I don't know when.
We've got time in
It's ABBA, no?
What's
Look at me now, will I ever know?
It's got to be ABBA, isn't it?
Suddenly lose control.
That's not a song title. You're just speaking in tongues.
It's ABBA.
Mamma Mia.
Definitely ABBA.
Mamma Mia, no?
Let's take a listen.
Yeah. Is that right?
Well done. That was a long way round.
Sorry.
We were about 2 seconds away from them pulling that point from me. Right, one more go. You still here, Bill?
No, nothing. You're on my side. You get used to that.
Yeah.
Come on, we're going to do better than that.
Annie, go on then, last one.
Isn't she lovely? Isn't she wonderful?
We got it.
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, we got it.
Alison, go on then, you're saying, what is it?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder, what's the song name?
Isn't she lovely?
Let's hear.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Okay.
Love that track. So well done. Let's get to the final scores. Granny Annie, over to you. Tell us who won.
Martin won.
Martin didn't say a word.
I did.
You did not.
Two we got. Isn't she lovely?
You just sat there like.
No, we said, isn't she lovely?
Well, the one. It was him.
So anyway, we won. That's official.
I'm not having this again.
Not having that.
I'm not having this, not again.
Granny Annie.
Annie.
No, Martin won.
Okay, one more.
Right, if your family is joining us on the show, we want to hear from you.
Yeah, drop us an email with your name, your contact number, and why you'd like to be on the show.
Yeah, send your email to sundaybest@cactustv.co.uk. Now, Billy Ocean isn't the only guest with some cracking hits under his belt, because today's other guest is Frankie with...
Same level that.
It's great.
Great song.
We love having musicians on the show, but you're not here to talk about music.
No.
Which is amazing, because you're actually talking about a subject that's very close to my heart, because I've mentioned this before on the show. Apparently, my dad says, I was a very fussy eater as a kid. So I thought I'd get the help of Frankie Bridge to help out with me not being a fussy eater, because you've written a book, you've written a children's book encouraging kids to eat the foods that maybe they're not so sure on.
Yeah, it's called the Munchie Trunks, and it's when babies are going through that weaning stage, to kind of help the parents and the baby to kind of make it fun and enjoyable and get them to try loads of different foods. It's the kind of thing that I wish was out when my kids were little, because I've got two very beige eaters, and I used to just live on bread.
Beige eater here.
What do you eat? I bet it's very beige. Just like bread, plain pasta, just no colour.
Yeah.
Right.
So what do I need to eat?
You need to eat more things like, broccoli, vegetables.
Well, it's an eat-along book.
Yeah, I wrote it with Ella's Kitchen, so you can kind of read it to the baby as they're eating it. It gives them examples of, as you get older as a baby, you learn different ways to grab food and different ways of putting them into your mouth. So the book helps you to kind of do that along the way and encourages them how to pick up food like certain animals throughout the book.
So listen, I think this book is an absolutely fantastic idea. Now, as Rose said, he was a terrible eater when he was a kid. I mean, last week he wouldn't eat anything. And no, I just wanted to do a test. You take these, Rose, and I will read you a story. All right, close your eyes.
All right.
I'm going to read you the bedtime story.
Okay. Is it the carrot one?
Let's see if this works. No, it's a green bean one.
Green bean, all right.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
He grabbed the green beans with his first two fingers and thumb. And as he did, he turned grey with a soft white tongue.
Bite.
You can do it.
I can't do it.
See, it should have been about Monster Munch.
Yeah.
And then he would have
you
got it.
eat. That's where I went wrong.
Yeah.
That, honestly, Frankie, it is a fantastic idea.
Thank you.
And thank you for bringing it on today. We've just got to take a quick break, but we're going to be chatting more to Frankie when we come back. Plus, we'll take a look at the TV shows everyone should be watching this week. See you in a few minutes.
Martin and Roman's Sunday Best.
It is a geographical landmark show today, as we have an ocean, we have a bridge, and shortly we'll be going Howard's Way.
Howard's Way.
Anyway, the main man himself, Russell Howard, will be here as well.
Hello.
Of course,
How you doing?
he's got the brand new Russell Howard hour. So, Russell, thank you so much for coming on today.
Thanks for having me. I like your studio.
I know, it's very fancy. It looks like...
It's got an air of Teletubbies about it.
Russell, you look like
That's
you're
me
at a
and
spa.
Roman.
You look like you're at the reception of a spa.
That's kind of That's a painting of Byron Bay.
Oh.
Hang on, my dog's not very happy.
Right, we'll let you get on to the dog, but listen, before the break, we were talking to Frankie about her brand new children's book, but this wasn't the first book you've released this year.
No.
So, I mean, Frankie, talk to me about Open, because Open was absolutely massive. It came around in February. And what can you tell us about it?
It's called Open, and it's basically a story about my journey with mental health. And it was something that I've kind of spoken about quite a lot. And I feel like the subject and, you know, the stigma around mental health has really changed. You know, people are talking about it a lot more, and people are being a lot more open, but I felt like I was saying a few more things online, and the amount of people that, you know, spoke out themselves and felt that by hearing me say something made them feel less alone and understood themselves a bit more, I felt like I needed to do more. So I wrote Open to basically make people feel less lonely, and to kind of just describe what it's like, even if you're someone that's never suffered with mental illness, to read it and kind of see how to deal with that and what actually happens.
Yeah, mate, it's an incredibly, you know, brave thing to do and an inspiring thing for a lot of people, I'm sure. But also, you know, you've done a lot of things already this year. I mean, you also took part in Sport Relief. Sport Relief was huge, raising money for mental health charities. There was the last minute change of location.
Yes, because of COVID, we were supposed to be going to Mongolia. So we were supposed to be doing 100 miles across the frozen lake, which was flat surface and obviously freezing cold. And then because of COVID, it ended up changing last minute, and we ended up in Namibia climbing the highest sand dunes in the world, and it was like ridiculously hot. So I'd kind of prepared for one thing and then got another, and parts of it were horrendous, and still gaining some toenails that I lost from the experience. Yes, because the sand gets in your shoes, and then you get blisters under them, and it's honestly, it was not that fun. You know, it was for mental health. I couldn't really say no. Had I known it was going to be sand dunes, maybe I would have said no. But I also feel cheated out of doing Mongolia. I think we all still feel like we'd really like to do that at some point, just putting it out there.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I mean, you spent lockdown with Wayne and the two boys, right?
Yeah.
So what was it like spending that whole time with 3 kids?
I was like, wait, what? I've got 2.
You know what I mean. Listen, all men are kids, really, aren't we? We never change.
It works in my favour because he's on their level, so I can just leave them to get on with it and to play, and I can just be on the outskirts and do all like the boring stuff like dinner and bedtime, and they love him because he is so much fun.
Are any of the boys following in your footsteps? Are they starting to sing or playing football?
Not really. Wayne and I, we always say we were quite late to all that stuff ourselves, and our parents weren't really like pushy or anything, so we try not to, but my eldest is about to start drums at school, and I'm like, please make him like it. Like, he wanted to do it, I didn't make him do it, but
You want him to play drums?
You want your son to play drums?
It's like the worst instrument
You are going to buy your son a drum kit?
I never said I was going to buy him a drum kit.
Billy, no,
I know.
that's got to be the worst.
I know, she loves noise. That's all.
I know, no, they have those quiet ones now, you know, like the pads with headphones.
You got involved in the TikTok game.
Oh,
we loved it. We love seeing it. I want to take a look.
With it, group drop.
Frankie, it's been so nice talking to you, it really has. And I really mean it when I say that book is absolutely such a brilliant idea. You know, it should have come out when he was a kid. The Allisons, you got something you want to ask Frankie?
Frankie, do you still think of yourself as a wag?
Wow!
Do you still think of yourself as a wag?
Look at Dad go.
Now let me tell you something. I was never a wag, okay? Yeah, I suppose technically I am a wag, but I'm always like, I've got that real like chip on my shoulder. I'm like, yeah, but I've been working since I was 12. So, like, you know,
Very good. And,
I'll let you off.
That's it. Billy, the Jade family have a question for you. What do you want to ask Billy?
Billy, what has been your most memorable performance?
I think the Royal Albert Hall.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Royal Albert Hall a couple of years ago. Definitely.
Well, listen, thank you so much for those questions. And if you're wondering what to do for entertainment over the next week, we have got some TV recommendations just for you in our best picks. So let's start with a brilliant, brand new drama that's coming to ITV called The Singapore Grip. David Morrissey stars in this drama set in Singapore during World War II. It's basically an adaptation of a satirical novel. But if you're like me, you'd never really read the books. You just watch it when it comes out on like a telly or film version. The drama tells the story of a British family living in 1940s Singapore at the time of the Japanese invasion, who find their trading company under threat.
What's going on here, may I ask?
I actually don't know that. Hasn't Mr. Webb said anything about bringing his son Matthew out here?
Matthew.
You used to say how good it would be if he and Joan were to marry.
You want me to marry him?
My son, Matthew. He's a bit of an idealist.
He's very handsome. What does it matter what he's like? Of course I'll marry him.
Very good. Oh, I tell you what, that looks like my sort of thing. I love that. Now, I've got one for the whole family. It's Pixar's In Real Life. It's on Disney+. Now, this live-action series brings iconic characters and moments from Pixar films into the real world, giving people the surprise of their life.
And one for football fans, okay? This is All or Nothing. All or Nothing. It's a new show on Amazon Prime. It's a docu-series following a club. It's got 9 parts. It's narrated by Tom Hardy. It's about a team. It's a football team called Tottenham Hotspur. Oh, God! Put it on! Code Red! Code Red! Code Red! Code Red!
Is it finished?
Oh, thankfully that is over. Never seen that, are we? I've heard it's good, but I've never seen it.
Well, if you do, you should have some salt on your head and some garlic around your neck,
yeah, okay.
and you'll be all right.
Yeah. Okay. Billy, now I know that we're obviously going through these shows. There is one that I know drew your attention. Attenborough, 60 years in the wild on BritBox. I mean, what more can you need for a Sunday evening little watch? David Attenborough. So lovely, so fantastic.
Yeah, I love all that wildlife program. They're my favorite thing that I look at.
I think it's his voice.
I know, it's
David
something
Attenborough's
really
voice.
calming.
Just listen to him
It's
just
amazing
say,
about it.
Frankie.
Oh, you've just really got it down to a T.
What's your recommendation?
Okay. It's called 2 Weeks to Live. It's a black comedy, and Maisie Williams, who was in Game of Thrones. This is like her first big thing since doing Game of Thrones, so it's interesting to see her in something completely different.
I've heard big things. Let's take a look.
All you've done is lie to me. And some of it I can understand, but I have been speaking to a piece of plastic my whole life, thinking that it's my dad. How do you expect me to forgive you for that?
Oh, it's great to see something else, isn't it?
There you go, lots of stuff to watch, and it's time for a quick break, but stay right where you are, because when we come back, comedian Russell Howard is virtually dropping in to tell us about his latest series, and it's absolutely hilarious. We'll see you in a few minutes. Sunday best.
Billy Ocean and Frankie Bridge have been here all morning.
Yeah, but now it's time to welcome our final guest of the day. This is the sound that our next guest is used to walking out onto stage to. He's good. I promise you he's good. Very good. The other one. Yay! Russell Howard! Hello, Russell. Russell, I mean, you are one of Britain's funniest comedians, mate, and you're a lovely bloke as well, and thank you so much for coming onto the show today. Now, the Russell Howard Hour, for those that haven't seen it yet, I implore that you watch it. It is a lot of fun, and let's take a quick look at you in action.
2020 has been tough, so I have a plan. Let's laugh at everything for the rest of the year. Look, stuff like this. Let him run your schools.
I say, get off my lawn.
I think he's had a lobotomy.
And this. Maybe a little bit of this.
And I like mosquitoes.
That's madness. It's nice to be back.
So good. Russell, is the show as fun to make as it is to watch? Because it's a real screen.
Brilliant. I love it, yeah, and it's been made special by the fact that I've spent the last 6 weeks in my house with my dog, so anybody other than trying to perform jokes to a dog is tough, let me tell you that.
Yeah, I know. But those, let me ask you one question. I always wonder about it whenever I see the show. Are those chairs as uncomfortable to sit in as they look?
They're really comfy. It just makes sense. It doesn't look like it works, but they're really... every guest that comes on always compliments them, and we have to edit it out of the show. Because as soon as they come on, they're like, this is great. Honestly, they're amazing.
I do have to say, the chairs is one thing that I've always thought about as well. But, I mean, look...
Come on the show, man.
Seriously.
Come on the show.
Oh, mate, I definitely will take you up on that. But, look, now, Russell, you recently turned the big 4-0 this year. But I'm not going to lie, looking at this picture, you haven't aged a day.
Yeah, I mean, wow, where did you get that? I look like Harry Potter's
I was going to say,
pen pal.
The only thing that's changed is you haven't got a wand.
Yeah, mate, it's a bad look, hey.
I mean,
look how big those glasses are. Like, see, that's the thing. You know, when you look back at yourself and you're like, why didn't my mum and dad mention something and just sort of say, let's just get smaller glasses that just fit your face? It just looks ridiculous.
Even your birthday cake did resemble that of a 10-year-old child's.
Hey, I tell you what, my wife will be furious for you saying that.
And that is why Russell Howard never came on the show again.
And what's happening to the tour? Are you going back on tour when everything turns back to normal? Yeah.
Hopefully, yeah. As it stands, I'm going back. Hopefully, Australia in February. The tour starts again, and then in Europe we start in Finland. It just blows your mind that you can kind of like wander over to Copenhagen and there's people there waiting for you. And there's something so beautiful about the fact that you realise that we have so much in common. So many things travel, and then it's amazing the things that don't. Like, I was in New York last year, and I didn't realise how strange lollipop men were until you explain it to an American audience. Because I was talking about a lollipop man, and this guy in the crowd went, "What's a lollipop man?" And I go, "Well, when we need to get kids across a busy road, we give an old man a giant lollipop." And I didn't realise, it's only when you say it. This guy was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "I don't know. Nobody knows. Why do we?" And it just dawned on me, why do we give old men giant lollipops? So keep it on.
Oh, mate, well, listen, Russell, thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Thanks, mate.
For Russell Howard, and don't forget, you can see his new tour, and the Russell Howard Hour continues on Thursdays at 10 p.m. on Sky One and Now TV. The tickets, by the way, for Russell's 2021 tour Respite are also available now. It is time, though, for our final game, which is called Odd One Out. Now, our guests are going to try to deceive us. We love this game. Basically, they're going to tell us 3 things each that they have done, but one of those things will not be true. It'll be a lie. How could they do that to us? The opposite team has to work out which one is the odd one out. Is everyone clear?
Yep.
Clear, Billy?
Yep.
Okay, right, Billy, you're going to go up first.
Okay.
So, Billy, in order, just read out your 3 things.
I'm a doctor.
Ooh.
Right. I was born with 3 lungs.
Okay.
Yeah. One of my first jobs was attaching windscreen wipers to cars at Ford's in Dagenham.
You and I are allowed to ask questions. What question would you like to ask? Which are you instantly drawn to, thinking that that's the lie?
I feel like he worked for Ford. No?
Okay. Yeah, I would feel like making up a lie that is putting windscreen wipers on Fords in Dagenham is a bit of a weird lie. I think it's almost too good of a lie and too precise.
Yeah.
What about the lung? The lungs.
The lung thing is like, how is that human? Is that
3 lungs. How
thing?
is that? How is that possible?
Because haven't you heard about a human laboratory? I was a human laboratory.
Okay.
And it was advanced science.
Okay.
Right. That they grew lungs in certain people, and I was one of them.
You were one of them.
Oh, they put it in. You weren't born with it.
Well, sort of, because it happened since I was a baby. Okay. Right, so it happened when I was totally unaware.
Yes, right.
And you didn't, there was no operation involved. You swallowed this thing. No, you're laughing at me.
See, don't. It's hard. It's hard. It's really hard. Don't offend him.
What was the other one?
The one is a doctor. You're a doctor.
I'm a doctor, yeah.
What are you a doctor in?
I'm a witch doctor.
You're a witch doctor. Okay. All right. Okay. What one are you? Do you genuinely think? I feel too scared to ask.
Am I picking the one that we're picking the one that's the lie?
Yeah,
right?
which one's the lie?
I mean, the long one. If that is true,
just because. I'd be fascinated if it isn't true. Go on. Which is the odd one?
The lung.
Lung. We're saying the lung is the lie.
The lung is the lie.
The lung is the odd one out.
That's the odd one out.
Yes! Thank you very much. So the other two things, the truth?
I'm a doctor. I'm an honorary doctor.
Honorary doctorate.
No, Westminster University.
And then you also did.
I did Fords.
Right, Frankie, your turn.
I went for dinner with David Hasselhoff. The Hoff.
Mm.
I performed on stage with Girls Aloud at Wembley Arena, and I performed in Disney's Frozen on Ice.
Read those again for me,
What's the first
Frankie.
one? Say again?
I went for dinner with David Hasselhoff.
Yeah. Where did you go for dinner?
In LA.
Right. What restaurant?
It was like a Japanese restaurant.
Right.
Performed on stage with Girls Aloud at Wembley Arena.
You fell off stage.
Performed!
Oh, performed? I thought you said you fell off stage.
But that's rival
I think.
Oh.
No, not really rivals. We supported them on their tour.
That's like what you said backstage. You were like, that Nadine Coyle.
You were like,
that Nadine Coyle.
No, see, that's got to be a truth.
Okay, all right, well, to hear the other one. What was the last one?
I performed in Disney's Frozen on Ice.
I think that one, that's the lie.
You think so?
Yeah.
Where
Do you not think I look
did
agile
you
enough?
perform on Frozen on Ice? Was it a tour or just in one place?
Yeah, on the tour. I only did 2 of the shows in Manchester and London.
Right.
Okay, go on then, go push you. What do you reckon?
All right, so I reckon the performing on stage with Girls Aloud, that's true, because you supported them. So you most probably came on at the end. And I can see you performing on stage doing
Frozen on Ice.
Frozen on Ice. And going out to dinner with David Hasselhoff. That's the odd one out.
It's not. That one's true.
Yes! Although that's weird, but yes!
Not just me on my own, just an FYI, it was the band.
Sorry, I took control of that and I shouldn't have done.
Yeah.
All right.
I threw the Girls Aloud one in there because I knew it would get you.
What, so the guy, what Girls
So
Aloud?
we supported them on tour, but we've never actually performed on stage
Because
with
of
them.
your beef. Because of the arguments.
We'll just cut that out, yeah?
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Oh, so it's over to you, Granny Annie, to find out which team are the winners. Team Roman or Team Martin?
Oh, well, Martin, you're the winner.
Come on, Annie, did you watch the show?
You know, Martin, you're always the winner in my eyes.
Yeah, but you're looking wonderful today.
Oh, shut up, Dad.
That's what you should have started with. At least you look.
Go on, all right, fine.
Anyway.
You won again. Well
All
done.
right, so that's your lot for today. If you fancy watching this all over again or you missed any of the show, you can catch up now on the ITV Hub.
Yeah, put your hands together. Thank you so much for our guests today. Granny Annie, Frankie Bridge, the Jade family.
And thanks also to the brilliant Billy Ocean, the Allenson family. Great to have you guys.
Yeah, we're back next Sunday with Caitlin Moran and the Chaser Jenny Ryan. We will see you next week. Thanks for spending your morning with us.
See you next week.